Well, I got the grandson off to Utah with my son, Raymond. He was running late, so he drove up, put my grandson in the truck, and off they went. But my job was to be the middleman, to make it easy for him to get Dante. But anyway, the night that Dante stayed with me before he came, I did not, would you please sit down? I did not sleep all night.
What we have here is a camera hog, right? If I get on camera, why don't you just lean over this way so they can't see anything?
I didn't say that.
Oh, and take my glasses off too. I have to take those off.
But
I have such beautiful eyes.
Okay, that's enough.
See you folks later. I'm leaving now.
But anyway, I wanted to say, you know, I didn't sleep all night. Everything was going through my mind because Dante was tending his little brother and sister. And that story, you know, the news plays out in the lives of the people.
You're not going to talk about what happened at the door, are you?
No.
Then I'll tell you what. This is what happens, folks. I'm taking a nap, right? And I take a nap and in the nude, you know, naked, no clothes on. So she comes down and knocks on my door, and I said, "Who is it?" She's, "That's me and Dante." Well, I just opened the door, you know, and then there's two little kids sitting there, and you know, standing there, going, like they never saw a naked old man before. I mean, holy crap.
That was very inappropriate, but, you know, it's typical. But.
Yeah, but from now on, remember what I told you? I said, from now on...
And you know what Dante said the next time he came? Is he going to have clothes on this morning? He told him to come down and get his birthday present. So he struck fear even in Dante's heart. He'd never seen anything quite like...
Well,
I forgot to warn you that you would be killed if you answered the door.
A lot of women have said the same thing when they see me naked. Wow, I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, I guess I must have told him back in the old days, and he just can't forget it. What would you have done to him? You ladies out there, you probably would have killed him too.
No. First of all,
anyway,
when you knock on my door, I expect to say, "Kitty alert, kitty alert." Well, then I will definitely not open the door right away. I will get some clothes on.
Well, I peeked in.
You didn't say that.
I knew you were coming from a nap, and you'd probably be out of your gourds, so I only peeked in. I don't even know whether Dante saw anything or not, because I didn't want to take any chances knowing you. And then, once he opened the door and saw the two little kids, he was, you know, shocked.
I was. I said, "Dante, did you get married? I didn't know about."
But anyway, those two little kids, their poor mom has to park them wherever she can, even around a dangerous character like this.
That's true.
And
they'll never be coming back now.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I hope she never finds that out. But
they
didn't see anything. I asked them, and
those two kids will blab it all over the city.
Oh, you hope. He's exaggerating. He's trying to be shock value, you know. But anyway, aside from trying to control him, I brought the little kids. You didn't get any sleep all night, right? I didn't get any sleep all night.
Why didn't you get any sleep?
Why? Because I was thinking about the Mexican problem here, and it plays out with little kids like that. Look at those little, beautiful little children, and the mom just, you know. The dad...
They're Mexican, okay? Get over with it.
Oh, now listen, you better be careful how you talk here. On my video blog, because now I'm not blogging anymore, so I'm going to be talking more about issues that I used to write about in my blog. But I got too old and decrepit to be doing all that stuff, so I had to cut something down. I've always wanted to be an actress, and he convinced me that I could talk about my issues in person, on camera, and it would be more effective. Especially when you got the two beautiful little kids right there, and you saw them, And their father, I don't know if he has a green, 6 and 4, and his father, I think, had a green card, or maybe didn't even have a green card, I don't know. But when all of this about immigration happened, well, he was in the housing bubble. He had a good job. He was an operator of big equipment, and he had a good job. He had a house, and all of a sudden, no work. Because the housing bubble burst here in Arizona, and it was really bad. So a lot of people were thrown out of work. And the construction company he worked for,
I disagree with you.
Mexican.
I disagree with you. It
didn't have any work.
It exploded. It
really did. It did. There was all kinds of houses on the west side that were empty.
You take a balloon and stick it with a pin and see what you got.
The foreclosure problem is still bad here. So these little kids, the dad went without unemployment until his employment benefits ran out, unemployment. And then no work, so his family all packed up and went to Missouri because they decided Arizona was not yes, to your state.
I packed up and left that state.
Well, they went there because I don't know, they had people there.
Do you know that there are people in Missouri that don't really care for other people? And a lot of them are white people. They don't care for the other ones that are already there and the other ones that are coming over. Well, and it's not that we folks, us white folks, it's not that we disagree with other people coming here. It's just that for some particular reason, there's another whole group from the South that doesn't like anybody moving in on their territory either. We shall not name any colors or anything
they went to Missouri. They're all there now.
That's a good place to go, really.
So here these little kids have been abandoned completely by their dad. And this...
Wait, I'm not taking any little kids in. That's all there is to it.
He doesn't want me to take them in.
No, I said I'm not taking them in.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but...
I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. I will give you $10 a week not to come to my apartment.
Oh.
With little kids. Now, you can come down here all you want.
Well, I thought, you know, and boy, I was in a dither all night, and I thought, well, here I am. You know, I can help take care of these little kids. Well, they left before. You know, they stayed the afternoon.
You weren't in a frenzy.
And they were the best little kids because they're used to being left here and there with whoever can be found to tend them. And right now, their mother is moved in a 2-bedroom apartment, I think, with her sister and all her kids and her mom. And
when your parents
parents
leave you at the Greyhound bus depot and don't come back for a couple of days, you know you got a problem.
Well, and you know when the mom had to go to work, her sister, the 10-year-old tended the other 2, 10 years old. But she had been...
it sounds like your family.
Her dad had kind of kidnapped them and took them down to the reservation, and he got a drunk driving charge and had to go to prison. There was a fatality. So the mom was able to go down and get the kids back. So this little kid was so happy, I guess, to be reunited with her mom that she...
I knew that'd come in handy.
Was willing to tend her little brother and sister, and they all moved in with Angelina, Dante's mother, with the other 2 little kids. So they're used to going around. I mean, when emergency happens, they all got to move in together, and you know, to keep them off the street. And so I was sitting there thinking about all this. My head was swirling, and. You know, I tended my one grandson for about 4 or 5 years, and then I tended Dante once a week. Dante was a very wild little kid, very. And these little kids wanted to know all about, you know. I said I'd keep him on a leash. He was so wild I could not catch him.
That would explain when he came over with that dog collar on. I said, Grandma, why does he have a dog collar on? Well, I have to put him on a leash. He's 16, but we still don't know. He could bite anybody anytime.
Well, his mom didn't like that too much, me having her son on a leash, and I forgot the leash one time, left her at her house. I said, Angelina, where's that leash? I don't know. She said she lost it. So that's how he got off the leash. This little kid is so
fast. When you got that bullwhip, remember? Grandpa's bullwhip?
No.
Just pay attention.
Touch that child. But that was always a big job whenever I tended him, was catching him, you know. So he finally got a little bigger, you know, and I'd be hollering. He was the biggest tease in the world. I'd have to threaten him. I will call your dad, and you will not be allowed to come over here. So, you know, I'm just a little bit too old at 80 to be responsible anymore. And you are the least responsible. So
I am the most irresponsible person you know, and don't you forget it.
So anyway,
I had the wrong shirt on this morning.
And all I could do
I gotta
was
change shirts because I clash with her.
And I could see, you know, that now that oldest little boy is just incredibly handsome little child, and well, I swear to God, all afternoon they just ate. Yeah, he ate. And I told Dante, I said, he's bored, you know, he's bored with all these long hours. His mom has to go to work, so he's eating, you know. I said, tell your mom she's got to take food away from him. He's going to get heavy. And
that might be the only time he gets changed to eat is
well,
when
he's afraid that maybe he's afraid that you know there won't be any food, so he's got to.
Mom, can I have some food? Yeah, get it yourself.
You know, like I fed them, and he was still going to eat everything in the house, no matter whether he was hungry. And of course, Dante, he's lean. He never gains a pound because he runs all the time. He used to run all the time, so he's so hyper, he can't. In fact, Dante gets so absorbed. Well, then this happened. His mom picked up the little kids, and Dante insisted on going to with her and buying this game. So he brought the game home, and he was going to play all night. And my birthday present to him was let him play on my computer as long as he wanted, because he doesn't get computers either where he is. He's a poor kid. He's not going to get
it where he's going either, you know.
No, and not out in a tent.
Not many tents have computers.
No, he doesn't have computer service.
You have to have a real class act to have a computer in your tent.
And this kid is in love with the computer, so when he got on that computer, I kid you not, he did not get off all night long. And but I let him go. That was his birthday present, and once a year, twice a year, that he comes and I'd say, don't you think you need to get a little sleep? No, I'll be okay. You know. So,
what about those little white pills he kept taking all the time?
No. Remember, this kid is like an orphan. He's living with relatives, and I know from living with relatives, you better behave, you know. Anything you do gets you thrown out. So.
Oh, jeez. Tell me about the time you had to take the toothbrush and clean up the bathroom.
Clean up the floor. The toothbrush, yes. Take this toothbrush and bleach. See if you can get the floor a little wider. That was one of my work jobs.
Your stories have touched me.
Then I was a companion at 15 to my great-grandma. And, you know, stuff like that. Because my folks were just like his folks. My dad was partying all the time and drinking up the, you know, it's just typical parents.
Wait a minute.
Just typical parents.
Stop that truck right here and back it up. Because
he did. He partied all the money away.
You keep pointing at me. And you should be pointing at his... Why don't you point that way? Every time you make a derogatory comment, it's always pointing at me. I was not their parents, folks. I really wasn't. She's talking about this Mexican
my son
guy.
And Dante's mother broke up, and she got this new boyfriend, the father of the little kids. And then he was too wild
that wasn't
for
me.
her.
I did not do that.
So she had to leave him, but they still tried to share custody. But my son, he helps keep her in a vehicle so she can work, and he has to cough up money every now and then to pay the payment. And
yeah, but don't you?
But my son had a back injury.
No, wait,
for 2 years.
Don't you understand that a bicycle is not really a vehicle? Okay.
My son doesn't even have a car.
A bicycle.
He takes the faster strength because he got a back injury and couldn't work on his job except limited, and so, see, so you get the news played out in the people around you, how it's affecting them, and I couldn't sleep all night. I was like, oh, this Mexican problem is so difficult. So I thought, well, I would talk about it while it's fresh in your mind, those beautiful little children, how they're being affected. So I just hope.
Well, remember we did a 10-minute thing.
Yeah,
and yes, they are cute. And you were pretty cute too, except that I had to keep telling your mom, I'm going to have to get the duct tape and put it on your mouth, you know. These three are here to talk. You are not here to give the
well, they weren't going to talk, but I was so determined that Dante needed to go up to Utah and get with his dad and his uncles and his cousins and get back connected to his side of the family, that side of the family, his dad's side, because he can't live with his dad. Well, his mother gets upset if he lives, they just get upset going back and forth, and so Dante himself decided to go to California and live with some relatives. That was his decision. And I think it was a good one. I mean, he had his reasons. So, but I wanted him to, I told Dante, we had the best talk. And we talk about all this stuff, the Mexican thing, and Dante said,
you don't talk
Dante,
about
I think
me,
you need to.
You don't talk about me, do you?
Not much. You're not.
There you go. Well,
but he was very happy with Doc's birthday present to him.
There you go.
It was generous.
There you go.
And but he told me not to tell his dad. Okay, he didn't want his dad didn't know. Well, he's a poor kid. I mean, his dad doesn't need to know those things. So I didn't give him near as generous a gift.
I do not relate to any of this. First of all, I said this is for you. No strings attached. You can do whatever you want to do with it. When I got a birthday present, my dad did not say, "Did you get any money?" I said, "Let me have it."
Well, his dad wouldn't take it away from him. He just kind of think, well, I won't have to give him any now. Possibly. I don't know, but Dante's not taking any chances. Because he went out and bought this latest version of, I think it was StarCraft or Warcraft, something, and it didn't work.
Didn't work on your computer?
No, it didn't work on this one, and so he was calling a lawyer. He called a lawyer, he said, I'm going to sue them. Oh, he was very upset. I said, well, go talk over with your dad. Maybe he can tell you what to do. But anyway, he had spent his hard-earned money.
$60 on that thing?
His birthday money.
I'm not talking about, what is it, $60?
Yes, it was $55. And and Target had a policy.
Shoot me now,
you cannot return a video game if it's open. Oh, he was so upset. But
no,
Raymond
wait a minute. What you just said just kind of makes my mind go boink.
Yes.
Well, I'd like to return this video game that has not been opened. Then why do you want to return it, sir?
Yeah, right.
Well, because I haven't opened it, therefore I can return it. But if you haven't opened it, then why would you know there's anything wrong with it?
Yeah.
Okay, if I opened it and I played it, then I would know something's wrong with it, and you won't take it back.
Yeah, well, he couldn't load it. He couldn't load it, and he was on there to the tech people, back and forth. He was on that, his fingers are going like, and boy, I'll tell you.
He was a little nervous there for a while.
You know,
see, if I do that,
he was
she
nervous
thinks I got
he
the DTs
was going
or
to
something
lose
like that.
$55.
Well, he should have thought about that in the first place. Should have rented it.
But anyway, you'll hear more about these issues and
let's showing off the skirt again. Right?
Showing off my skirt. I've been to farmer's market.
And look at this. Almost looks like you threw up on
a lovely day. I didn't get to talk to my son, but I didn't care. He got Dante. Oh, and another thing. My son gave Dante electric guitar, red. He's gonna, oh boy, his eyes lit up. Well, and he's taking him up there.
It was an 84 Gibson or something like that?
No, it wasn't. But it was a vintage guitar, red electric. So he's taking him up to Utah to hang out with musicians and play country music.
Oh, well, we have to forgive him for that. Okay.
He's going to have fun.
Oh boy. I don't